Welcome to Facebook for the Blind, your look at the downfall of Western civilization through the best memes we can find each week. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the week we like to celebrate Facebook for the Blind, a show for the visually and Facebook impaired. I am your never humble host, joined immediately by my best friend from the left coast, Brain Damage. And coming in from South Canada, whenever he gets around to it, Quiet Michael. Being quiet. Want to say hello to everybody out there. Sammy, Mary, Katie, Diane, Nan, everybody else out there in the greater YouTube audience, all 10,000 of you, that most of whom we do not know. And we just want to say we love you. We right now have to do a patented, trademark, copyrighted, absolutely essential part of every single show. You know it. You know what I'm talking about. You love it. You know what I mean. Talking about the depressing news. Got to do it. Huh. All right. Well, kind of cool. A lot of news going on. Judges are angry at the Trump administration. The Supreme Court has been ignored. Another judge has been ignored about Abrego Garcia's mistaken deportation, which is just, I can't believe they keep saying this word mistaken. It's not a mistake if you did it on purpose. You know what I mean? It's absolutely crazy. In the meantime, Harvard students and faculty have been celebrating their defiance of Trump's demands. And honestly, it's nice to see somebody actually stand up to them. All it took was a $60 billion endowment. That's all it takes to be secure enough to take on the president. So, yeah, all kinds of crazy stuff going on there. Trump has threatened Harvard's status by their tax-exempt status as a university, and has already frozen billions in funds. Numbers vary. He definitely has frozen about $2 billion in funding. So that's interesting. He's having his massive war, I guess, his continuing war with higher education and facts and science and smart people in general, and also bonds. He's now mad at bonds, I guess, because bond traders are losing their minds. MSNBC's headline is Trump claims he's solved his bond market problem, but he really hasn't. Shock, dismay. Potato Tum actually asked a question. Does anyone have that recent study that determined that all 8 billion humans could easily be housed and fed with only 30% of the current global labor output, that our collective suffering is manufactured by capitalism? And why, yes, here's a Science Direct link right to it. Provisioning for decent standards of living for all 8.5 billion people on the planet would only require 30% of global resource and energy use and labor right now. So, yeah, if you're suffering, it's because a capitalist chose to do that. Hey, but you know what? In good news, the climate crisis is on track to destroy capitalism. How about that? Hey! It's not all depressing. And this is by a top insurer, and they work with money, so they know. They know what things cost. One of the funniest things, when the markets tanked and the bond markets and everything tanked, this conservative jackass, Benny Johnson, who American Reformers has captioned as a MAGA media millionaire, and he's a MAGA media millionaire. He says, losing money means nothing. Digital ones and zeros. In the end, you won't miss any of it. Yeah, what do you lose by losing money? Just money. Just losing money. Twit. I looked him up. He's been embroiled in a number of controversies. He got fired at BuzzFeed for plagiarism. He lifted text from all kinds of crap without any credit at all. And he's just been lying about all kinds of nonsense for a long time. And his profile, of course, says God, family, and America. And he is looked at in the same company as Laura Loomer, who is America's craziest conspiracy theorist right now. So fun times. Hey, in good news again, Brad Garrett accepted my friend request. That's right. Comedian Brad Garrett knows who I am. I'm just kidding. He doesn't. Hey, quick, nobody tell Trump about Bernie Sanders and AOC's crowd sizes. You know, Bernie and AOC have been doing this anti-oligarch tour across the country, packing houses. And Bernie did a surprise stop by at Coachella. All right. Coachella has audiences that can be 100,000 people. And I looked at the crowd and it was huge. Tens of thousands of people. These are the most enormous crowds I've ever seen for politicians who aren't running for president. He's just running on, hey, Elon's a dick. Let's stop him. And people are coming out in droves, left, right, and all over the place. It's good times. You can see here the recent protests over the weekend, hands off around the country. Something like 1,100 protests: Boston, New York, Chicago, Portland, San Francisco, San Diego, Idaho, Utah, Salt Lake City, Utah had hundreds of thousands. You can see here in the picture it's just astounding. Oakland in the house. Good times all around. Meanwhile, Cal Kalinske over at Secular Talk has really summed it up best. At this point, as a matter of law, principle, and morality, Trump has to be impeached. He's flagrantly violating a Supreme Court order to facilitate the return of an innocent man sent to a slave labor gulag with no due process, and it's so immensely evil, it is earth-shattering. And I got to say it is. And I posted things about this and had some of my conservative guys who were like, so? And I'm just like, just say you're a racist. Just say it, you punk. Education Secretary Linda McMahon of WWE fame confused AI with A1. And the sauce brand has capitalized on her blunder. These kids today in schools are getting A1. She was confirmed by the Senate in the United States to be a secretary of education, which I guess is fine. I mean, she gave the Trump campaign over $21 million, so you got to give her something. He was like, here's something you can break. So that's fun. It just, what can you even say? The internet's been scorching her, and I'm loving every minute of it. The Trump administration has also retreated from white-collar crime enforcement. They've defunded their own Justice Department division that is in charge of cases involving foreign bribery, money laundering, and crypto markets. So I wonder if they're going to get into foreign bribery, money laundering, and crypto markets because they just legalized it. Maybe some of the people that gave them $21 million were like, what'd be great is if we could do some money laundering, foreign bribery, and crypto markets. I don't know. I can't even. Hey, we always like to end off with a nice, heartwarming animal story. Look at this. Huh? Look at this. Yeah, what is that? Huh? Yeah. Turns out jumbo-sized chicken feet, very popular menu item in China and Hong Kong. And I have never wanted Andrew Titi on the show so bad. Because I want to know. Come on, buddy. With some sauce.
Oh, fuck.
And Katie says she thought it was an AI hybrid of human hands and chicken. I'm like, I know. My friend, my other friend, Sammy, different Sammy, she says, only you, Eric. I was like, hey, is your friend, you still have that friend that reads palms? Can you send her this? Because I want to know about this incredibly short lifeline. That was my heartwarming animal story. Not nearly heartwarming enough. Not nearly animal story enough. But it brings to an end all of the things that were newsworthy for Tax Day, April 15th, 2025, from Facebook for the Blind. And now, I see that Michael's in the house. Are we handing it over to you?
Hand it to me.
Nice. I'm going to give it over to you for a round one. Round one. I know I can't make it sound right.
All right, Eric, here comes a big long round one. I have no idea what order these are in. You're just getting them as they come.
Oh my God.
We are keeping the whole in wholesome. It says singular toenail skin shoes are peak fashion, and it's a pair of shoes that look like they're made out of skin, and then at the tip there's, let's just move on. Next up, we have a picture of Gumby here walking in the desert with a cowboy hat on, and it says, hell of a thing, taking a man's life.
Oh my God.
Here's a picture of a cop writing a ticket and a guy sitting in a car about to get a ticket, and the guy says, it's medicinal. And the cop says, well, first of all, that's a belt-fed machine gun. Here's a picture of a deer on the left and a kangaroo on the right. And it says, someone said kangaroos are just deer who went to prison, and now I can't stop thinking about it. It does look like a jacked up deer.
Right.
Oh, The Onion, friend of the show, The Onion, friend of the
Hey,
show and
Onion.
Eric's former employer, truth be told. Concerning new study finds nation's poverty growing faster than officials can build prisons. So it's terrifying.
Wow. Woo.
Here's a picture of Christian Bale standing in front of the Batman costume, and it says, Christian Bale saved Gotham. Atheist Bale did not. Christians won, atheists zero.
So dumb.
Premium Confessions, friend of the show, Premium Confessions, says, I'm dipping nuggets you've never heard of into sauces you could never understand. Shithead Steve, friend of the show, Shithead Steve.
Hey, Steve.
It's
Been a
got
while.
it says tornado sirens in Nashville last night, and it's a picture of a storm in Nashville. And Shithead says, looks like the perfect weather for a dasher to deliver me some Wingstop. Zero tip. Just for the record, will not be leaving a tip. Oh, The Onion's back. This time with a picture of Russell Brand. Headline reads, Nation could have sworn Russell Brand was already a convicted sex offender.
Right?
Hard Images has this picture caught in the wild. It's a flyer, says henchman wanted. Local villain in need of henchmen. Salary negotiable. Must have these qualities. Loyal to me. Passion for the greater evil. Functioning brain, preferably. Eligible to buy knives, spray paint, etc. And not a gnome. And I think I'm going to end with this one. This is another one from Shithead Steve, and it is the iconic scene from Ghost with the clay. And Demi Moore is labeled me. Patrick Swayze is labeled, and then the clay is labeled warm toilet seat. And Patrick Swayze embracing Demi Moore is labeled the guy who took a 45-minute shit before me. And that's all I got for round one. Keeping the hole in wholesome, kicking it over to brain damage.
Oh, I made it just in time. Eric told me to stretch out the round one, and then he stretched out starting the show, and then I had to fucking take all these extra memes out in time. Holy shit. Thanks, Eric. From now on, Michael, I can trust you. I'm going to be the ones yelling at him. Start the show, Eric. Start the show, Eric. Start the show, Eric. I love you. I love you. Gaming memes. We're going to start this off with gaming memes. Tag teaming with puns, and I feel like puns is cheating on gaming layer with gaming memes here. But let's see what happens. It says, does this count? And somebody named All Team Humor says, I can't remember how to write 1, 1,000, 51, 6, and 500 in Roman numerals. And then it says, I'm livid.
Oh God.
And if you see there, that's a 1. The M is 1,000. The LI is 51. The VI is 6, and the D is 500. And then Sweeter Kittens ahoy. Put everyone go home. Puns are done. And numbers lover put a sad sign. I like it. I'm a numbers guy. Fuck it. Real Housewives of, I don't know what that says, maybe Glasgow. It's just a picture of a giant buoy in the water that happens to be white, and above it, the caption says, play that funky music, white boy. Louder, my man. Says, friend 1. Where's the best place to stand during an earthquake? Friend 2, a doorway, a car, under a bed? Me, an intellectual. And there is a picture of one of those games when you go to the carnival, you just find golden coins in, that you knock more coins down and you get more tickets that coins go in. And that
It was a
intellectual.
machine like this at a random gas station in the middle of fucking nowhere where I learned I could never go to Vegas. I dropped like $60 in one of these things one time, and I was like, oh, I don't have the right constitution for gambling.
Yeah, I'm glad you learned it that way. I learned mine's on the back of a bus with one of those guys that scam you with the, the bean under the 3-cup thing. Oh yeah. Anyways, the language nerds posted, if someone is harder than you, then you're cooler than them, man.
Yes.
Yeah. And yes, Eric, I did throw in the man for Chong effect. All right.
Nice.
Game of Thrones memes posted a picture of Arya Stark looking very smug and looking at somebody with her side eyes like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And it says, Stark fans after seeing that the female direwolf was named Khaleesi.
Oh.
Yeah. It's not right. Old Valyria posted that one, but yeah. I had to look into it, and what did it say? Romulus, and Khaleesi. It was, yeah. How could they do this to us? How could they do it?
I got opinions on that quote, dire wolf.
Right. So, yeah, I'm in dire needs of understanding what the fuck is the difference. Anyways, Humor Squad posted, why do people named Deborah always go by Deb and never bruh? Then we have Star Wars and Beyond with a cartoon picture of Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader eating dinner. And Darth is telling Luke, use the fork, Luke. The fork. Daily Teen Feed put, bro, why is Summer and Winter arguing over custody right now? And Gooseness put, us, Spring, you still coming? Spring, who all over there? Don't lie about that one. And then we got this last week, Braun Breaker just broke Carlito in half with one of the most vicious spears I've ever seen in my life. And Wrestle Hype puts, don't worry, my dog doesn't bite. My dog. And it just shows Braun Breaker spearing breaking Carlito in half. And yeah, and Carlito had a good he's a good sport about it because he tweeted out himself a picture of Braun Breaker breaking him in half. And he put, thank you everyone for your thoughts and prayers. My funeral service is scheduled for this Friday. My family asked for your privacy during this painful time. Muchas gracias. And is this my last? I think this is my last one for this stretched out, unstretched, stretched still round. Is Puns putting, what do you call an Irishman who bounces off the walls? Rick O'Shea. All right. We're going to leave that one there. And passing it off to you, Eric. I hope you're ready. And go Warriors. I think they're going to lose, though. God
right
damn.
on. No idea what that means. Okay. Round one. Brought to you by Crab Rangoon, the official appetizer of Facebook for the Blind. And also the Corporation for Public Pink Guillotines. And by viewers like you. Thank you. First wholesome meme just says, woman cannot survive on books alone. She also needs a cat. My cousin Sammy sent me this and I liked it. Books feed the mind, but cats feed the heart. Z Ginger has this post of Rust Belt City, and it says, I went to Ohio once, and a 7-year-old smoking a cigarette told me to go fuck myself.
Sounds like Ohio.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike says, you could have asked him for a cigarette and then said fuck off.
Yeah.
I know. Ohio kids, right? Here in brackets, it says me in the back of a police car. Lights green, you can go. True story. Rhonda at Silver Arctic Fox says, crazy how Katy Perry and Lauren Sanchez going to, quote, space for 10 minutes is supposed to, quote, inspire women. But the women who already worked at NASA are, checks notes, getting fired and getting their bios removed from the site.
Hail
The Alcoholic Academic. And if you're not following the Alcoholic Academic, I don't know how you're stomaching anything academic right now. Here's a picture of Katy Perry in space in zero gravity holding up a daisy, and it's captioned, sorry you're a peasant, or whatever. From- Thank you to Kyle Williams of Oops All OC Memes Premium. If you're not following Oops All OC Memes Premium, you're missing out. About halfway through here with Representative Elise Stefanik, who is a certifiable enemy of Facebook for the blind and in our Hall of Injustice.
Yeah, we don't like her.
Yeah. She has posted America first, China last. And Chen Wei Hua of Chinese state affiliate media replies, first in what? COVID infections and deaths? Gun violence? Prison population? Number of homeless people? Bombs dropped in foreign countries? National debt of 30 trillion? Number of idiot politicians like you?
This makes me feel really weird.
I know. I'm there. Chinese ambassadors are not supposed to be funny. But it's funnier than Stefan.
Yeah, no, it's funny.
All right, this one was sent by TD to the group, so I'm sorry for those of you who saw it, but Jason McGrady Schramba posted this video, and I'm just going to show you a couple slides from it. We have two dudes in black t-shirts sitting at a table, and it says, when the homie lights the J with the lighter you lost a week ago. He just got the bug eye. The bug eye look.
Dude, especially if it was your favorite lighter.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk.
I had one time where like, motherfucker, I put that sticker on that lighter. Now I bought this one. No.
I really love the caption on this where it says, that's treason. And I wish to God I could have thought of that phrase, because I used to hang out with a little party crew, and there was a couple nights where the pretty girls decided that they were going to have a contest. And when we got home after the bars, they dumped out their lighters into piles.
You told me this. I hate it, man.
Treason. Treason.
It's fucking just chaotic evil.
It is. I was like, I told them, I was like, I'm not hanging out with you if you keep doing that. I'm not doing that. All right, got two more here to wrap up my wholesome round. We have here this picture of two clip art girls, one in a little daisy dress and one looks kind of gothy. And Daisy dress says, I've known her for only 2 years. I still can't trust her. And her gothy friend is like, I feel you. And that is labeled as girls. Then down below we have boys. And this was a video where a guy is in the elevator and 4 guys get in, and one of them hands out ski masks, and they hand out ski masks to each other, and they hand one to the 5th boy, and he just puts it on.
Honestly, wouldn't you? It's like, I guess we're doing this. Me and these guys.
I still can hear my buddy Cheese, man, in my head. Somebody at a party just busted something. Like he goes, "Oh, are we breaking stuff?"
Dude, one time I was at a party and my buddy kicked me in the ribs, and I'd fallen asleep by the fire. He kicks me in the ribs and he goes, "Get up!" And I said, "Who are we fighting?" And he said, "Everybody." And I just fought everybody till one of my other buddies told me to stop.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Too funny. All right, my final meme for the wholesome round. It's just a rainbow background that says, watching bond traders panic is a bit like seeing your parents cry. You don't understand why, but you know it's bad.
Good why. Yeah. The bond market not rallying in a bear market is like, just means no one believes in America anymore. It's really unsettling. And we are like the standard for the world. And that's like just deeply unsettling.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, I'm ready. Pass the ball.
Oh, handing it back to you, Michael, for the interstitial round 2.
Yeah, round 2, also known as the second round.
Ooh.
Kicking it off with Uncle Doomer, friend of the show, Uncle Doomer.
Hey.
He says, he's got a picture of a menu here, and then he says, I'm feeling wild tonight, sir. Please add 25 calories to my sandwich. And then when you look at the menu, it says new classic chicken sandwich, and then it says make it wild, add 25 calories.
That is ridiculous. My
This is one of those WikiHow, and it's WikiHow personal development, how to accept your failures. Number 1, remember one day the sun will explode and no one will even be alive to remember you. This is a picture of a man crying, looking at a beautiful sky with people playing pickleball and butterflies and flowers and shit. And it says, is the cure to male loneliness starting a group text to bomb the Houthis?
Oh shit.
I like this.
Woo.
James Colley, he's got this picture of a book, and the book is Justin Patton, How to Look at a Painting.
Uh-huh.
And James Colley says, feels like you've tripped up on the first hurdle here. And you look at on the cover of the book, there's a painting behind Justin Patton, and he's looking in the exact opposite direction. Oh, fuck. I love this one. Sunflower at Spinobzilla says, the first woman to have a baby was probably like, what the fuck? Oh, man. This is really weird. So George W. Bush, on his own, like the George W. Bush,
Right.
on his reel, he posts Trump Tower, and I don't know what, I have no context for this, but for some reason, George W. Bush on his reels posted Trump Tower. Screamer Jim at he wait what just says, do it, George. You get it? It's like because of the night, because George, the
Sure.
insinuation here is that George
Yeah.
is responsible for night. Moving on.
Inside job. Love
Luke
it.
at Luke on a Cob says, 2 guys walk into a bar. The bartender walks over. Another guy walks out of the bar. People are just walking around. Justin at nothing but lag. All right. He says, all right, so on the left, there's a picture of this regular guy with a beard, and he's scrawny. And next to him, next to that picture, is another picture, and this is of Chris Hemsworth, who looks like Chris Hemsworth. And Justin says, a bunch of girls told me I look just like Chris Hemsworth. Ha ha ha, do you agree? And Chris Hemsworth himself replied, this guy thought he'd trick us all by posting himself twice. Dan Mintz, comedian actor from Godless Utopia, says, I'm not usually religious, but one time I was on a plane that was going through some really frightening turbulence. So I immediately began taking rights away from gay people. I have a couple more here. Dana Donnelly says, convinced my 44-year-old therapist to confront her husband about not liking her Instagram posts, and left the session feeling so empowered by the realization that while she can't make me better, I can make both of us worse. Ashley Ray, friend of the show, Ashley Ray, we love you, Ashley, says, I think it's nice that in the early 2000s, if your sister was a pop singer, you got to try it out too. Sure, bud. And my last meme for round 2, the second round, comes from Trash Can Paul. Trash Can Paul says, not all heroes wear capes. And then we see a headline with a mugshot. Headline reads, man on acid and cough syrup saves neighbor's dog from non-existent house fire. Well, at least as long as everybody is safe, that's all that matters. That's all I have for round 2. Kicking it over to Brain.
All right, let's see what happens. Here we have River City Bullet with UFC 314 says Bryce Mitchell keeps finding himself in a position where his victorious opponent is screaming / barking over his unconscious body. Maybe try a different career, bro. And Bryce Mitchell's actually a decent fighter, but he's a piece of shit human being. This guy went on his own podcast talking about how Hitler was a good person and whatnot. Yeah, it was a whole thing, but don't worry, karma got him years ago. He drilled his own nuts. But here we have John
Oh,
Silva looking over his unconscious body, and also we have Josh Emmett who sent him to the shower room. John Silva had rocked him a couple of times, but he ended up putting him to sleep with a guillotine choke. I know that
guillotine
actually
choke.
I think it was a ninja choke, which is similar to a guillotine choke, but yeah, so I just had to highlight that. Let's move on. Here we
That's my
have
new favorite move.
the darker side has a picture of, I think this was Toy Story,
Yeah.
and it has a baby head with one eye, and it's on like a robotic spider. There's some Barbie legs hooked to like a fishing hook, like a toy fishing hook thing, and then the body of this doll that's reconstructed has like a duck rubber head on it and a spring bottom. And it says, "I can't believe this was a kids movie. This joke went completely over our heads until now." And yeah, someone in the comments said the one-eyed monster, the hooker, and this duck head is it's a play on dickhead. It's a play on dickhead.
Ah,
And
one-eyed monster.
yeah, and then someone else in the comments pointed out that don't forget that Woody and Buzz were also named after adult toy items. Let's move on. Uh Nostalgia frame. Here's a picture of Robin Williams, and I wish I could ask TD who this actress
Pam Dauber.
is. Oh, there we go. And it's
Pam Dauber, one of my first crushes, and still to this day love her to pieces.
nice. Finally, Eric comes in handy on the actresses. Um, but it says the TV show Mork and Mindy had to hire a censor who spoke 4 languages because Robin Williams kept trying to sneak in swear words in different languages during filming, and that is pretty fucking cool. That's pretty
The master.
Here we have Memosaurus Rex with a picture of some lady in a Hooters outfit holding a plate of chicken wings with some celery sticks, and it says the fact that Hooters hasn't launched a home delivery service called Knockers just seems like a missed business opportunity to me.
Oh my God.
Wow.
It's fucking
You
brilliant.
know,
Oh no, it's a terrible idea.
there's a Chris Rock song where he's doling out advice at a graduation speech, and he just says, "Nobody goes to Hooters for wings."
Right. I
Yeah,
think
there would be no way to keep the women safe. Move on.
No.
all right. Here, my
Thank you,
nephew
Michael, from
Ant.
Katie in the audience.
My nephew Ant posted this one in the Daily Petty group chat with me and my nephews, and it's somebody from the Real Low something, and it says a lone wanderer was born on July 13th, 2002, 2258. And it says, "Uh-oh, my car wants me to buy drugs," and it shows the dashboard of a car, and there's a sensor going off in the middle of that dashboard that has a giant red X, and it says, "Contact dealer." Wah, 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 wah.
Wow.
Get it?
Yeah, I
Wants me
do.
to buy drugs.
I'd be conflicted.
Yeah. Brain damage. I don't know who that asshole is. He posted something a
Hey, I
year
love that
ago.
asshole.
It said, when fools ask me what I think about these irrelevant rap beefs, I just start playing Sean Price as loud as possible. And here we have a cartoon Sean Price ripping off J. Cole's head and has Kendrick Lamar in the grip and is stomping on Drake. And it's crazy that this meme is still relevant today, except J. Cole did excuse himself from that beef. So I guess they, as the kids say, he dodged a bullet because Kendrick murdered the other guy anyways. But yeah, none of it means anything to me. And RIP Sean P. Let's move along. 90s nostalgia says, won't somebody think of the children? And here we have, is this Bert? That's Bert, right?
That's Ernie.
Ernie's the oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ernie is sitting here with what looks like a knockoff Kermit the Frog with a blue nose and a hat,
Yeah.
and he's opened up his jacket, and it just has a big old 8 on it.
Yeah.
And it says, "This dude was selling Ernie an 8 in the front of our innocent, childish eyes." And yeah, the crazy thing is, I had reread this meme before.
Yeah.
I put it into the stack, and then my stupid ass still forgot and went, "This is Bart, right? This is Bart." Okay.
No, but it's all right. It's really funny, man, because I thought about it all the time. They once had this guy that had a golden and he sold it to a man in a tan van.
Yeah.
Like, And they did the same thing with the trench coat, and it was like selling a golden and just
Yep.
I thought about that later in life.
Here we have a picture of Shaquille O'Neal hiding behind a very slim tree.
Mm-hmm.
It says, Rockstar gouging the industry's reaction to an $80 Mario Kart world before dropping GTA 6 for $100. And honestly, I hope it's not more than 100 because I originally heard 150. Oh, those motherfuckers. They know we're going to pay too. They know it, Eric. I hate this shit. Boise Bigfoot
Hey.
posts an AI picture of Bigfoot sitting on a rock with a nice tree behind him that Bob Ross may have painted in one dimension or another. It says, Deep Thoughts by Bigfoot. If pineapples develop spiky exterior to protect tasty fruit inside, can you imagine how delicious hedgehog must taste? R.I.P. Sonic.
It was like a hedgehog monster, cookie monster there.
Right. I had to do it. We was talking about all that Sesame Street. I had to do it. Laughter's the best medicine. Is gonna do this one for this is gonna be the last one for my round too. And somebody named Larry Rendell said, I saw two blind guys fighting. Should have seen the look on their faces when I said, my money's on the one with the knife.
That's good. I like it. All right, heading into the interstitial round 2, or as the fancy pants Michael says, the second round. Brought to you by Rainbow Guillotines, because we're putting a guillotine in every single set, because that's just the way we do it now. Witchy Aesthetics Marketplace has this beautiful stained glass rainbow guillotine with delightful red jeweled drops dripping off of it, hanging in a window and just looking stunning. And it is captioned by Mina Son. I present to you the guillotine.
Love it.
Yep. Proud sponsors of Facebook for the Blind. Thank you, friend of the show, Jamie. Here, Ope Life, Minnesota has got a shot of the Gulf of Mexico, but it is all dried out. It looks like a cracked desert here, and it's captioned, the Gulf of America if Minnesota stops supplying it with water.
Yup.
Ope Life, Minnesota is sounding pretty aggressive, and it says, shut it down.
Right. Just shut down the Mississippi River.
Shut it down. Here we have a MAGA chud, and he is wearing a red t-shirt that is labeled anti-vax, and he is confronting, I'm assuming, a librarian. There are 3 books on the table in front of her labeled Facts, Science, and Knowledge, and he's like, whoa, I'm not putting that stuff in my brain. Here we have a picture of the tangerine toddler in the back of a car, and he's got his hand on the window. It looks like almost like he's trying to get out. He's on the phone. His mouth is open, but there's a sign just below the window, and it says, do not break the window. He has Diet Coke. He is listening to Ave Maria. He is wrecking the global economy. He is fine. I like that one a lot. Here, Cabral at Dr._Cabral says, I recently had a patient tell me that Elon Musk could run my understaffed ER with 1/3 of the staff. It's the first time I've ever had a patient complain that we had too much staff. This country is getting dumber by the day. Oh, we have a Jesus meme. I love this. This is the Beatitudes. This is Jesus doing his Sermon on the Mount. And this is a historically accurate Jesus with dreadlocks and brown skin. And he says, this is from Teo Morgan. He says, a new command I give you, love one another as I have loved you. So you must love one another. And old guy in the crowd says, what if they are gay? And he says, yes, even if they ask stupid questions. This next one is pretty much just to see if I can tick off Michael. It says, always remember the crowd chose Barabbas, not because they loved him, but because they hated the truth. Now let that sink in. And to keep things balanced, how about something from Satan? The Holy Bible says a woman can be sold to a rapist after he violates her. The Quran says that women must always be sexually submissive to men. The Satanic Bible says not to make sexual advances unless reciprocated. Y'all motherfuckers need Satan. Hail Satan. Moving on, this is a picture of Elon Musk and Trump kissing on a Valentine, and it says, Republicans have two dads. Now, I think this is only mildly amusing, but I post this on my right-winger friends all the time. And I just say, it's not even that. It's not, I mean, hey, if you have two dads and they're gay, that's fine. It's that you want to watch. That's the creepy part. Moving on. Friend of the show, JD Grieving. Remember JD? Did you get to see him perform back in the day?
I don't think I ever did.
Real fun guy, complete lunatic. He came on to Facebook for the Blind and did a few rounds way back, or promised to. I can't remember how it worked out. But JD Grieving captions this shit sandwich because Annie Got a Gun says, excuse me, but since when do illegal aliens who are not citizens get due process? Little hands in the air. Someone want to answer this for me? Montaña's Ghost says, that would be 1791, the Fifth Amendment. Annie Got a Gun says, don't care. That's really where we're at, because Annie, you're racist. Okay, moving on. Another complete prick. This is Andrew Tate. I almost didn't recognize him with this odd conglomeration up top here. Andrew Tate, terrible person, accused of all kinds of things we won't recant here. Has a picture of him looking furtive, with his fist on his lips, like he's thinking real hard. Tom Knight says, and I assume he's British, says, I always forgot Andrew Tate was on Big Brother UK in 2016. He entered the house claiming to be a master manipulator who could play people like a puppet, but he was just a bland, boring, and forgetful background character who got kicked out days after he entered. Funnily, his hair has always looked like an old lollipop somebody dropped on the floor. This guy's a dick. Moving on. Anti-QAnon Memes has posted this thread where someone, it's been redacted, says tariffs will finally bring some prices down, hopefully, like the iPhone. And Samsung phone being $1,000 to $1,200 is ridiculous. And the reply is just, apologies for this very personal question, but were you homeschooled by a pigeon? Oh my God, tariffs. We need like a Schoolhouse Rock about, it was like one line in the beginning of the history books in like 8th grade. It was like, tariffs, bad idea. Here are all the bad things that happened. He skipped 8th grade. 3 more here. Warren Buffett has this quote here in poorly edited memes to be enjoyed, ironically. Warren Buffett says, freak the fuck out. Panic sell. Everything right now. It's fucking over.
No, he didn't.
This is a real quote. Don't know about you, man, but I've shifted out of stocks and equities and into shotguns and canned food. Just saying. 2 more. Joe Bill, friend of the show, excellent improv artist in the Chicago area. Joe Bill has posted this. Worm Tongue gets a smackdown. Worm Tongue is a great name for Stephen Miller, who is the creepy, voted most likely to look like a vampire in the Trump administration. And that's stiff competition. Stephen Miller is like, why are American streets filled with cars from Europe and Japan, but their streets are empty of American cars, even as we provide defense and security for both? And Ali Rivzi just says, because their cars are better, more fuel efficient, last longer, cost less, and have good resale value. This is like asking why your wife thinks about Brad Pitt while she's fucking you. It's not just because he has hair and you don't. I love Stephen Miller getting smacked down. And finally, the boys over at A1 Steak Sauce Marketing Department clapped back and replied to Ms. McMahon as chairman of the Secretary of Education, and they posted a picture, a bottle of A1, said, agree, best to start them early. And this bottle of A1 is for educational purposes only. Shake well for educational purposes only. A1 steak sauce. Start them early. Because, yeah. Boop. And we ended on a wrestling person, McMahon. It's full circles.
That's not a wrestling person. Get out of here.
She was the CEO of the WWE.
Yeah.
McMahon.
But she's not a wrestling person. She's a wrestling industry person. Ha ha! You got to think about these things, Eric.
Yeah, this is why I don't understand. This is why you guys need to educate me on wrestling without me having to watch wrestling.
All right, I think I'm going to get in because it looks like Michael may have logged off.
Oh my.
All right, let's start off round 3. And we're going to do Lance 2.0 or Lance 210 pranks. I don't know what the fuck this guy's naming. I didn't follow him, but he had a pretty good question. Made me ponder. What do you call a horny square, Eric?
I do not know. What do you call a horny square?
An erectangle.
God.
An erectangle.
I hate myself for laughing.
We got the dodo pet. Here we got a 2-panel AI cartoon, a brown fuzzy dog and a black not so fuzzy dog, but kind of fuzzy, with his tongue out. And the brown fuzzy says, "I'm sad. Tell me a joke." Black fuzzy dog says, "Okay, knock knock." Panel 2, both brown fuzzy dog and black dog. That means he tricked himself by knocking on he said knock knock. Never mind. All right. I like dogs. They're silly. I got a couple students that remind me of puppies. Anyways, LOL Hawaii 2. I like this page so far. It says this is the text thread. And it says, "Yo, you awake? Yeah, what's up? Who was the first person to look at a cow and say, I'm gonna drink whatever comes out of that?" Bro, like, imagine the thought process. See that big ass animal over there? I bet it's hiding snacks. I'm begging you. And then he had to convince the village, "Yo, trust me, that white stuff slaps." White stuff. I hate how valid this is, though. Yeah, I hate that the kids use slaps for like a delicious term now, but
Oh,
yeah,
really? Well,
yeah, that just always meant something that sounded nice to us, but whatever.
hey, I got a question, man. Did you ever
Yeah.
have like food that was like you were like, I'm gonna throw down, and real good food was the throw?
On a
Yeah.
throwdown?
No. It's like you were just like, man, I'm gonna throw down on some, whatever, Mary's pie. I'm gonna throw down on some Mary's pie. Mary's
Yeah.
pie is the throw. You ever hear that?
I have I don't know what. Nope, I have never heard of any of that. I see
All right,
Sam
and
Big
we're
Turkey.
getting a shaking head from
Yeah,
the Nebraska girl, so it's not all the Midwest. It might just be my town.
yeah. I don't even know what the throwdown is. For us, throw it down
Yeah.
might be like I'm about to throw it down means I'm about to cook up
Oh,
some
yeah.
good ass fucking spaghetti. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Okay.
Or yeah, I'm gonna throw it down on this chicken adobo. Give me about an
Okay.
hour. We gonna be grubbing. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
pretty old too. So I don't know how that would go down with
Okay.
the kids these days. I think because also throw down means we're gonna fight. So throw down is So but yeah, that's the only thing I could think of for food throw down
Mm,
would be to cook. But anyways, so we have men's humor. And
I've been
it
known to
says
like that.
we should spice things up with some toys in the bedroom. Me, say no more. And then it has a picture of 2 hands holding some gigantic dinosaur heads, a Triceratops and a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and it says Battle Dinosaur Head Gloves. And then there's 2 more. I don't even know what these guys are called, but that is. I want those fucking. I wanted. Yeah, I want those dinosaur head fist thingamajigs. And Here we'll get a little bit more serious in this. This is the other 98% puts Nostradamus, and it says Donald J. Trump at the real Donald Trump. If Kamala wins, you are 3 days away from the start of a 1929 style economic depression. If I win, you are 3 days away. I should have did that in a Trump voice, huh? You're 3 days away from the best jobs, the biggest paychecks, the best economic. My Trump voice is terrible. Biggest economic, brightest economic future the world has ever seen. I gotta do my fingers like that. Yeah. Turns out that wasn't true. I'm pretty sure that was a throwback, but it said an hour ago. I don't know when I clipped it. Anyways, 90s nostalgia. Nolan Brown posted a picture of the Matrix, the Mr. Smith. And it says 1999 was described as being the peak of human civilization in the Matrix. I laugh because that obviously wouldn't age well, and then the next 25 years happened, and I realized that, yeah, maybe the Sheens had a point.
Yeah.
Robert Wright posted your regular reminder that trickle-down economics is a cruel joke designed by the wealthy. And here we have that double panel Office meme with that guy from The Office. No fucking
Right.
clue. Pretty sure it's The Office. Anyways, his first bulletin board, he writes with his marker, I've got a joke about trickle-down economics. And in his second panel, he says, but 99% of you won't get it.
Womp, womp, womp.
8 years ago, my dumb ass posted laughing my ass off from the other 98%. And here we have somebody made a cardboard cutout, their own poster. And here we have a cutout of Darth Vader and a cutout of Donald Trump. And, or what do you like to call him? The orange tangerine, the toddler, something. Anyways, Darth Vader is labeled properly as Darth Vader. And Donald Trump is also labeled properly, but his name is Taxi Vader. Taxi.
Oh, nice.
Taxi Vader.
That's some fancy wordplay there, man.
Yeah. All right, and here we have Medieval Minds, a picture of Vlad the Impaler. And it says, I would never kill an animal. I am more of a people person. And I miss this guy in Genghis Khan because I don't think they'd take Trump or Putin's shit. And I think this is my last one, Eric. I hope you're ready because, oh no, look at Michael is back. And we got
Hey.
Skeletor memes. And Skeletor's looking up all into the sky, wondering with his thinking pose, but also looking somewhat disgusted, and says, I don't know who needed to hear this, but whatever you're going through, it's your fault.
Damn.
Passing it off to you, Michael. It's always fun to reverse the order on that one.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fuck everything up, and I'm gonna do round 3, the penultimate round, and then I'm gonna give you my post with the most, and I'm gonna fucking peace out and put these kids to bed.
Sure.
So, for those of you who don't handle transitions well, strap in. At Oofies says, hey girl, are you an obelisk? Because I'm trying to learn what an obelisk is through process of elimination.
So bad.
Shit.
Ugh.
Next up is the conversation. Teacher, your son was caught smoking pot. Me, did he say where he got it? Teacher, yes, his best friend. Me, tearing up. He really said that? Moist Buddha, friend of the show, Moist Buddha, out here keeping it moist, keeping it Buddha. It's got a picture of like those like foam and plastic things that hamburger meat comes in,
Oh, yeah.
Except it just says peanut butter. And Moist Buddha says they're out here selling peanut butter by the splat. Trash Can Paul finally shows up. Friend of the show. Hey, Trash Can, keeping it nasty. It's got a picture of a lion's head, black background, and it says, a lion doesn't concern himself with the opinions of British quote unquote people.
Bitch.
Lake Eater. Friend of the show, Lake Eater. Okay. Says sometimes the green sauce is spicier than the red, despite being the color of medicine or soothing jungle foliage. There's no way to adequately account for this.
Yeah.
Sorry, fuck you guys. Grumpier says, kill Osama bin Laden before 9/11 to prevent 50 Shades of Grey from being conceived. Steph says, how are those two related? Grumpier says, Gerard Way witnessed 9/11 and was inspired to start the band My Chemical Romance. My Chemical Romance's music inspired Stephanie Meyer to write Twilight. 50 Shades of Grey began as Twilight fanfic. And Steph replies, I didn't know there was such a dark side to that day.
Bravo. Bravo. I am a big fan of anything that slams Twilight.
Would killing Osama bin Laden prevent 9/11 though?
That's a really, really great question. Star Wars has all kinds of different species. We have a bunch of different pictures here. We have a picture of like a Star Wars horse kind of thing, a Star Wars frog kind of thing, a Star Wars snake kind of thing, a weird looking Star Wars fish, and then a cougar, but it's just Padme.
Oh, God.
Fuck.
Andy Ryan at It's Andy Ryan, publisher. So you've given us a book about a big friendly giant, one about an enormous crocodile, and another where Granny takes a magic medicine and grows as big as a house. What's new? Ronald Dahl says, so Ronald Dahl responds, there's this peach. Publisher, is it? Ronald Dahl, it's fucking huge. Oh, this was an interesting article. New report finds the most effective way to run well and recover quickly is to be 20 years old. Everyday Sensei tweets out Ridley Scott's Alien squatting to poop, but another smaller butt comes out and poops instead.
Classic.
This has got to be Trash Can Paul. I think I accidentally cropped his name off, but this is Trash Can. It's a picture of a green car in a car wash. And it says, your student driver sticker isn't going to make me any less drunk. Get out of the left lane. And I think we're down to my post with the most. We are down to my post with the most. South Dakota Department of Propaganda has a fan submitted picture from an actual protest in South Dakota. It's a picture of a man holding a sign, and it says, Elon can oligargle D's nuts. And that's all I got this week. Sorry to have to jump early, but I love you guys. Love you, boys.
Stick around for one, Michael. This one's just to tie into yours. Got a picture of your Russell Brand here from Andrew Michaels, and it says, whenever a man gets real weird about God in his 50s, you know he's done some especially heinous shit.
Yes. Don't you remember it was just like a little bit ago that Justin Bieber and Diddy were in that weird church thing that where they were all white? Nobody remembers this? Anyway.
I mean, Bieber's church had some good music. The New Zealand church, there was some pretty good Christian rock coming out of that. I can't believe I said that.
No, there wasn't. I don't get down with the weird worship music. I'll always be down with the like Christian metalcore. That shit fucking slaps, man. I don't care
Different
what
flavors.
they're singing
It's just
about.
anything but that stuff that I was tortured with as a child.
Yeah.
I don't know. The New Zealand thing, he Biebered it up. It was good.
He Biebered it.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
Are you a believer? All right. Love you, George.
I believe this is from Out of Context Memes. I think this is where I get my Out of Context memes over there on Reddit, I think. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's a picture of a skeleton cowboy with these weird guns, and he's firing all kinds of bizarre psychedelic patterns out of the ends. And this Out of Context comic is captioned, he fights a never-ending battle against encroaching reality. Eat alternative paradigms, slaves of the hive mind.
Nice.
out of context, and I like it. I never looked it up. Don't care. Here we have an AI generated picture of Linda McMahon watching some students learn about A1. And they poured a cup of A1 sauce. Like it's science. They got gloves, safety goggles. Oh my God. Credible Hulk is a great poster. If you're not following him, you're missing out. So see, just like I said the other day. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. It doesn't matter. Oh, quick heads up here to all the punk rock fans in the crowd. SF Gate, pretty, I mean, I like some of their articles. The SoCal punk rockers Circle Jerks didn't pull any punches as they riffed to a Coachella crowd about alleged murderer and saint Luigi Mangione. Says California punk rockers call for an army of Luigis during a brash Coachella set. So just thought I'd share. Elon Musk posted this picture of some people outside of I don't know, doing a protest of some kind. And it says they literally are paid protesters. Oh, this is up in Wisconsin for the election. And Sebastian Winter says, you literally have been giving away $1 million bribes. You literally need to shut your Heil hole. like Sieg Heil. Brilliant. Best own ever I saw. Friend of the show, Trev Lewis, has posted this picture of a red pickup truck, and it's captioned, I'm a 39-year-old man who owes my local Ford dealership $74,000 for a pickup truck I exclusively use to carry what I buy at Costco home, and I'm furious about the new Snow White movie for some reason. Thank you, Mike Abruski. Here we have a meme that my buddy Ben made. It's a picture of Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth packaged as G.I. Joe. It says G.I. Joke, and knowing is a 1/5 bottle.
Oh.
I know, dude. Brain, my buddy wrote this meme. He took time and made this.
Nice.
Props, Ben. Moving on, friend of the show, Mike Ingram for everyone. And if you're not following Mike Ingram for everyone, why not? He's for everyone. He said, this really got me. At Bernie's intro of Clario, he did a speech to intro Clario, the band at Coachella. He spoke to the crowd. He said, we've got a president who, and there is thunderous booing from this massive crowd. And he says, I agree. It's a great clip. It fed my soul. It was soul food, in fact. It was quite enriching. There were so many signs from so many protests since the last time that we talked. It was difficult picking my absolute favorite one. Here's some shots from the protests in Champaign, running around the park. I see some union people, some activists. See all my favorite rabble-rousers in the photos here. And this is my favorite sign. It says, I'd call Trump a cunt, but he lacks depth and warmth.
Nice.
Thank you, Rubia Garcia, too. Just started following Rubia Garcia, too, and she's got a few good posts, I'll say. And that is all I've got, except for my post with the most. Handing it back to you, Brain.
All right. Here we go. Post with the most. We have. Oh, look at this. When I put this post with the most, I was like, what is this in the bottom? And I just happened to screenshot while I was listening to the execution by Rusty Jux Marco Polo featuring Sean Price, aka Fucking with a Gangster. And I was just like, oh, Eric loves guillotines.
I do love guillotines.
Yeah. And then on this day 12 years ago, which a lot of these had happened from the 10th, but this week.
Sure.
I posted this one, which is a true story. This was from April 10th, 2013. We were riding along in the car, and so Babe equals Diane, my lovely wife, and said, Babe, turn the radio station, and I hear Lively Up Yourself by Bob Marley. She keeps turning, and I was like, whoa, 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 what are you doing? Go back. And she's like, oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. And then she turned it back, and I started singing along, and she said, hey, it sounds like Marty. So I told her, yeah, this was the Babylon by Bus Tour. And she goes, who is Bus Tour? I like this Babylon song, though. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I was cracking the fuck up. That shit was hilarious because the Babylon by Bus tour was one of my favorite tapes by Bob Marley. Yes, I did say tapes, Eric. I used to have the
Sure.
cassette tape.
Oh, I know.
And,
It broke my heart to give up mine as well.
Yeah.
It's strange times.
Who
All
was
right,
who was
dude,
Babylon?
that's awesome.
Eric.
And you reminded me. So we went to I went to one of the meccas in comedy that I've always wanted to go to, which is the Acme Comedy Club in Minneapolis, because I heard
Nice.
so many good things. Couldn't get any tickets though because Joe List was playing, and he'd sold out all the shows for all the nights, and the place was packed, big venue. But I wanted, let's get some snacks and get a drink and just hang out for the vibe. Sit down in the bar, get settled like really 30 seconds in, and Joe List walks by and he goes, "Hey, how you doing? What's up? How you doing?" I go, "Hello, how you doing?"
Nice.
Lady turns and goes, "You know everybody." And I was like, "Ah, I do seem like that." All right, my very last post with the most
That is so cool.
from Alex Falcone at Alex Falcone over on Blue Sky Social says, "I have a massive personal trade deficit with my dentist, so I'm going to start charging my huh? Oh shit.
Good.
Thank you. Yeah, 202 episodes, everybody. Alex Falcone over there on Blue Sky Social says, "I have a massive personal trade deficit with my dentist, so I'm going to start charging myself 40% more for all procedures until I learn how to domestically drill my own teeth."
Oh gosh.
Drill, baby, drill, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that wholly constitutes an official and certified episode of Facebook for the Blind. We love you so much. Mwah. Thanks for listening to an episode of Facebook for the
Love
Blind.
you, Beverly.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.